Hello, my beautiful people. I hope you're doing so well this week. You are beautiful, you are amazing, and you are worth every second of someone's time. I am outside in the world today. Holy balls. It was a nice enough day, and then the Pacific Northwest just kind of graced us with this liquid version of sunshine. Thank you, nature. I have needed this for so long, and it just feels so good to be outside right now. Oh my God. Anyways, if this is your first time to my channel, hello. My name is Sarah Starlight. I hope you are doing awesome. I'm gonna finish my walk before it starts raining again, and then we're gonna go inside and talk about something really awesome. Hello there. That walk was much needed. Anytime I'm getting outside any days right now is incredibly useful to me because I seriously think the walls are closing in on me. Okay, so something that I've noticed recently, and it's become more prevalent, I think, as I've started to notice it, is what I used to interpret as masculine versus feminine traits. When I was first starting my transition, I would hyper-feminize myself in order to put on what I thought was the act. And that was something that really started to kind of bug me after a while because it seemed to feel like I was disingenuous to my gender at the moment. And this seemed to manifest itself in a number of ways. It always resulted in the same kind of downward spiral of me going into deep depression because I couldn't live up to that act. And in thinking about this inadvertently helps reinforce harmful stereotypes, and that touches upon the subject of today's video. Self-perception during your early days of transition is incredibly important, especially when you don't perceive yourself as passing. And I routinely fell into this one-track way of thinking, this all or nothing mentality, that if I wasn't able to entirely give that feminine look and that ideal feminine picture, then I wasn't really being genuine to my gender, and I was never going to integrate into society. It became this possibly transition-ending battle within myself. It was emotionally stressful and physically tiring on an almost constant basis. And it turns out that it is actually kind of a common argument within the trans community, specifically transfeminine, when we are over-gendering ourselves in situations where we are insecure in our own passing. And I'd like to state something for the record. My gender is not an act, which is to say, I think, therefore I am. And that is something that was entirely important for me to keep in mind, especially when I was trying to break away from these preconceived molds and notions of over-feminizing myself in social situations. When I was trying to be my genuine self in front of someone, it was incredibly important to remind myself that I am a vessel, and inside that vessel houses a soul. If I feel like I am being disingenuous to myself, I feel like I lose a part of that soul. And originally, I was raised in a community of faith. They had a certain way that women were supposed to act in public, and a certain way of thinking that was adhering to our faith. Things like, don't be angry and mean. Things like caring about family more than career or professional life, being the driving force of happiness in a home. These were things that I was taught as a child really were all that women were worth. And I had no real guide to see otherwise because I was raised only around women who adhered to that standard. And so when I began my transition, it really set me up for failure. This spawned so many feelings of inadequacy and insecurity in my transition because at the end of the day, if I wasn't able to put on the act, all I was just a man in a dress. How would I ever fully transition as a woman? How would I ever fully integrate into society? I was scared because I didn't think that this was going to be possible. I was scared because I didn't think someone would ever love me because of that. And this made social situations incredibly hard. It made it even harder to relate to other people because I was focused so much on keeping that act that I wasn't able to devote any of myself to relating to others, to enjoying the moment, to being in the present. For me, when I would make conversation with people, it came off fake. It wasn't just that it was invalid. It came off disingenuous to my gender. And this seemed to betray who I was and who I was trying to become. Because invalidating yourself really is a reflection of the insecurity in yourself. The biggest indicator that someone is insecure in their transition is that they overgender themselves. And that opens us up to potentially unsafe situations. I want others to see me as a confident individual, a whole person. I want them to see me as beautiful and awesome and energetic. And so when I wake up feeling what I had used to interpret as masculine behavior, I remind myself that there is no on-off switch. I don't wake up and put on this act. I wake up and I am Sarah. I wake up as a woman because I am a woman. I am confident. I am strong. I am loving, but I am also fragile and vulnerable. Clothing, makeup, any assortment of things you put on your body, the things you like to do, these are all extensions of who you are. They are not masculine or feminine. They are who you are. When we subject ourselves to what is interpreted as masculine traits, what we're really telling ourselves is these are masculine traits and not just us. And some days when I'm confident, it's because I'm a confident woman. Some days when I display some tenacity or aggressiveness, it's because I'm a driven woman. And that's okay to feel like that sometimes. Because truthfully, if you display that, it just means that you're a confident individual. Being yourself shouldn't have to be a chore. And so now I want to pass the conversation off to you guys. Do you have any fun tips or tricks that you use to validate yourself when you're feeling low? And if you enjoy my content, which I really hope you do, absolutely feel free to subscribe to this channel. I hope you tell yourself that you love yourself and that you are amazing. Have an awesome weekend. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!